Alright, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another edition of The Danny Show. I'm your host, Daniel Cody, and this is where I give commentary and reviews on all things wrestling. Before I get started, I want to encourage everyone to like, comment, and subscribe, share with your friends. And also, thank you so much for your views. Thank you for your views on my reaction to Becky Lynch's return at SummerSlam Saturday. I was very shocked that she came back. I don't know what happened to Sasha. I hope she's okay. She didn't get sick or nothing. But I honestly thought there was going to be a triple threat match, but then Becky took her out. And basically, just when I thought we were about to have ourselves a 5-star match, we ended up seeing the squash of the century, which I called it in my SummerSlam review. But thank you guys so much for watching and viewing. That means a lot. I appreciate it. That, again, I was shocked when they ended that match that quick, and that is why I will call it the squash of the century. But tonight, or should I say right now, we're going to get into my thoughts on last night's NXT Takeover 36. And while I can't cover all the matches, I will cover some of the top ones that happened, and I will send a quick congratulations to Cameron Grimes for going to the moon and defeating LA Knight. Yes! Also, we all knew Raquel was going to retain her championship against the backstabbing Dakota Kai. Now, anyone else who wants to be scripted friends with Dakota Kai, it's your fault. You were warned. But either way, congratulations to Raquel, and what a shocker to see the return of Kaylee Ray. That was shocking. Former NXT UK champion, now wants to be NXT, I guess, American champion. So, can't wait to see how that happens. But speaking of NXT UK, what a match between Dragunov and Walter. We all remember the first one last year was awesome. It did not disappoint. Now, Dragunov and Walter had red chests, but Dragunov had a red chest and a red face, and he was bleeding a little bit in the last fight. So Dragunov knew he had to be careful going into this one. And Walter was 870 days. 870 days he has been champion, and he has been unstoppable. That's over 2 years. Over 2 years he was champion. I mean, not to backtrack too much or go off track, but unless Brock Lesnar wins, Roman Reigns may be on the same path as Walter. Who knows? But let's get on to this match here. This match was great. What made this match a little bit greater than last was that we actually had audience participation. And in a way, match was great. Dragunov did everything he could, to avoid two things. The first was he knew he had to avoid the hands of Walter. Walter has hands and chops that will leave your face and your chest cherry red like a naughty child's bottom after getting a sound spanking from his mama. So he knew he had to avoid the hands. The second thing he had to avoid was the sleeper hole, because if we remember, after a very epic match last year, it was the sleeper that put Dragunov away. So he knew he had to avoid those. And speaking of the sleeper, I gotta give Dragunov credit for being able to come back up after being put in the sleeper and then having a reverse back suplex where he looked like he fell on the back of his neck and rolled back. That's a bad look right there. That looked like an ugly fall that could have injured his neck and everything. If that were Edge, that would have been ugly. I know people say wrestling is the F word, but those bruises hurt for real, for those of you who would say such a thing. But either way, it was an amazing match. He wasn't always able to avoid the hands and the open chops as his face and his chest demonstrated, but he put up a heck of a fight and it was amazing. Walter went for a splash. The man is 6'8", something like that, and he went for a splash that nearly crushed Dragunov like a pancake, and we were going to need a spatula to get him up. But he kept going, and the thing that shocked me the most is, as great as that match was, I was shocked when he lost by making when he won, Dragunov won by making Walter tap out. After 870 days, Walter taps out? I thought you were going to have to put this guy unconscious like Bret Hart did Stone Cold at WrestleMania 13. But Walter tapped out. So when he gets to UK, if there's a crowd there, expect a "you tap out" chant, just like they did Brock Lesnar in '03 after SummerSlam. There's going to be a "you tapped out" chant because he tapped out after 872 days. The how did he say it? I love the way Dragunov said it. The ring general has fallen. Iconic way to put it. Now let's get to this next match, which was totally awesome. After the shocking tap out of Walter, let's get into the 3 stages of hell match. Now this match was very, very awesome. I enjoyed every minute of it. I must say, if you haven't heard me say it before, I really love Kyle O'Reilly's theme. It is awesome. I don't know why Adam Cole changed his, but I still love when he comes to the ring and he does boom, and then stands in the middle of the ring and has everyone yelling, "Adam Cole, baby!" But in some ways, I was rooting for Kyle O'Reilly on this one. It was said at the beginning of the match that the first fall means a lot. However, that would ring to be extremely true, no pun intended, when Kyle O'Reilly managed to score on Adam Cole in less than 5 minutes in the first fall, which was a traditional match, which Kyle O'Reilly wanted it to be. And boy, did it ever favor Kyle. Less than 5 minutes, let's get that straight. Next match was a street fight, a match that Adam Cole had picked the stipulation on the second one. And it did favor Adam Cole, whereas in the match, Kyle O'Reilly was able to go for one of an extreme highlights of the match, in which he did a drop kick from the apron onto Adam Cole while Adam Cole was sitting in a chair with the trash can on his face. That was extreme. It was a heck of a highlight. However, that wouldn't be enough to keep Adam Cole down. And speaking of Adam Cole, I gotta say something funny. Beth Phoenix does not like Adam Cole. If you listen to the commentary, watching Adam Cole wrestle is like listening to Jim Ross call a Triple H match back in the day. And he would say, I respect Triple H as a competitor, but he could not stand Triple H as a person. That's the same Triple H that broke his arm in '99. So Jim Ross could not stand Triple H, and Beth Phoenix can't stand Adam Cole. And both guys are the masters of the 3 stages of hell. But it was a 3 stages of hell second match street fight. Despite being drop kicked in the face with a trash can on your head, Adam Cole was able to come back and take extreme control until Adam Cole and Kylo hit each other with the double boots, got steel chains. Both of them got steel chains at the same time. The look on Kyle's face was iconic. Also, they traded blows with steel chains wrapped around their hands, which has never been seen before. However, after taking a nasty fall on his back on the edge of a steel chair, that really messed his back up, Kyle O'Reilly. And Adam Cole was able to go for the knee shot to the back of the head, full of 1, 2, 3. And before the steel cage can come down for the third fall, Kyle O'Reilly seemed out of it. Adam Cole would powerbomb Kyle on the table. Somehow the table didn't break, but Kyle was out of it, but somehow managed to come back and had to come back extremely quickly after a low blow. And Beth Phoenix saying, of course, Adam would stoop that low. Beth Phoenix can't stand Adam for whatever reason. But of course, the low blow and being out of it for a while was not enough to keep Kyle down, as he would fight back. And I honestly thought it was over when he chained him, when he handcuffed Kyle to the ropes. I thought Adam was just going to have his way, but that backfired as Adam was caught in a leg lock from Kyle, and Adam tapped out. A lot of submissions that night, or a couple, should I say, because Adam Cole tapped out, making the final fall in the steel cage 2-1. Adam wins. No, Kyle won the first one, less than 5 minutes. Adam won the street fight, which he picked in his favor, and then Kyle won the final steel cage fight, which we thought Adam was going to win, especially after Kyle was cuffed to the ring. And honestly, Kyle O'Reilly reminds me a lot of Triple H in my childhood, because Triple H was the master of the 3 stages of hell. There will always be, I remember when Armageddon 2002, an amazing 3 stages with Triple H and Shawn Michaels, which saw a steel cage and a street fight and a ladder match. Then you had the first 3 stages of hell in 2001, No Way Out, where Triple H defeated Stone Cold 2 straight falls. The first traditional fall was Stone Cold. The second one was, I believe, a street fight like this one, and the third fall was the steel cage. Triple H won. The only person to defeat Triple H at his own game was Randy Orton in 2009. There was no steel cage in that match. But I thought Adam Cole was going to be, and I still think Adam Cole is the master of that match. But last night, that match belonged to Kyle O'Reilly. My apologies. But at least they can still claim to be masters of the NXT War Games cage match, back when Undisputed Era was together. But they're apart now, so who from the men's section are going to have an NXT War Games in November of this year? Can't wait to see what happens then. Last but not least, Samoa Joe versus Karrion Kross. As Karrion Kross came out to the ring after Joe, the chants of "We want Scarlett," where is Scarlett anyway? But the chants of "We want Scarlett" started going around the Performance Center, and then as the match begun, we heard some Hardy chants, which alluded to the fact that Jeff Hardy defeated Karrion Kross in his first night on Monday Night Raw. And we're probably going to see Karrion Kross tomorrow. For all we know, Karrion Kross might leave NXT and go to Raw and be a full-time Raw competitor, now that he's no longer NXT World Heavyweight Champion, if he doesn't get a rematch clause. But that match was pretty good. It was very interesting. It started off very, very intense. After having the Hardy chants and the "We want Scarlett" chants, there was a filling out process, and then it got real interesting later on in the match. In the beginning of the match, it was not a dull moment at all. It started off very big, as Samoa Joe would go for his own version of his sleeper hold, and then Karrion Kross would counter with his Doomsday sideplex, as I'll call it, the Doomsday sideplex, and the forearm to the back of the head, which Samoa Joe kicked out of. And Karrion Kross would take control, and then later on, as Samoa Joe would try to come back, Both guys would trade sleeper holds, and it wouldn't be enough. However, near the end of the match, we got ourselves a little bit of TNA Impact nostalgia as it took the Muscle Buster. We have not seen that in a long time, but most of us remember that mostly from his days in TNA Impact. But it was the Muscle Buster that put Karrion Kross out. Though that was a good 15 minutes. I ain't gonna lie, that was a good 15 minutes, but it was the Muscle Buster that put Karrion Kross out, and now Samoa Joe is now your first ever 3-time NXT heavyweight champion, and he's gonna rule NXT with an iron fist. So, quick question before I go. Which one was better? Dragunov versus Walter 1 or Dragunov versus Walter 2? Let me know what you think in the comments section. That's all the time I have for you today. Can't wait to see what happens tonight on Monday Night Raw. We should probably be expecting Karrion Kross to show up tonight and probably be a full-time competitor on Monday Night Raw. Again, unless he decides to go for a rematch at NXT. So, that's all the time I have. See you later.